push from Renegades on B. They're setting themselves up. Preparing. Will they turn this into something beautiful on the B-bomb side, or will it be something disgusting? Twist is going to be there to ruin everything. He only gets one though. The trade does come with a good timing. Oh, that's a nice pop.
It's an unsilenced USP.
No one has checked Chicken Coop, and Elise goes to town. He goes to work. What else can he get done here? He's buying a lot of time. Now Nitro can get the frag from behind. This is working out really, really well for Team Liquid so far. The timing is really helping them out. It's a good dink from Nifty, but he'll get shut down by Elise. They didn't check the Chicken Coop.
Yeah, and you can see they missed their smoke. It was supposed to go inside. Oh. Mistakes were made.
Steal with the unsilenced USP. Was it Forrest who would do that for a while?
A couple people tried it. I don't know why they kept trying though.
Bomb. Donk.
I mean, it just makes, it's just like, if you're gonna do that, just equip the P2000, right? I mean,
yeah.
Right?
Why? Why not do that?
Does it not affect accuracy or anything else?
I
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, the man wants to, you know, that's what he wants to do. That.
The man wants to be suboptimal, James. Man cannot be suboptimal. Man must be optimal.
That is a nice knife glove combo. Not there. The
Which
red
one?
ones.
Who?
Oh no, the person we were just watching on T side. Red knife, red gloves. No. Who could it have been?
Have to wait until the next round, maybe, to see it at the beginning, the beginning.
I like how much attention you guys pay to the skins. Like, like there's like a David Beckham version of like one of these guys who just like his skin game's just so on point, and like everyone tries to copy him. Like sets like actual fashion trends in the game.
I feel like Fallen did with the butterfly knife though, and the AWP always bringing out the butterfly knife. Felt like it became a style thing. Azza is dead. Renegades bought 4 high explosive grenades in that round, and I was very curious to see how they would use them. I don't think they really got anything done with them, but on the T side of Cobblestone, to get into a position to throw those grenades where you might kill somebody is a tall order. Maybe mid, if someone's by the door. I just don't know where you.
That's a good point.
You get effective with them on the T side. You just can't. You're going to get shot trying to throw them in, you know, a significant angle, in my opinion.
You actually really risk TKing because someone could die with
Yeah.
front.
Bowling just across the map at the moment at Renegades. They haven't pressured the A setup back. There's 3 players towards A at the moment. They haven't really gone with too much harassment on the B plateau. There's an information play from the A players. They're committing 3, so they want to know what's going on. Get a quick frag. They can leave Steel on the boost. They can rotate one back, play a bit more passively now. And I feel as though this has just been Renegades playing very slow, and it's just not worked out. I'm not sure what they've been after.
I love that play by Liquid right there. You can tell Drop was smoked. So the Drop guy rotated to A while Drop was smoked by Liege. So they were able to get 3 people at A, and then look, now they have 3 people at B. Technically kind of 4 because the guy's by connector. They're moving around the map very actively.
30 seconds remain. Oh. Twist with very good timing there, leaving 2 Renegades players, 3 Renegades players alive. The bomb heading towards the A site, but Steel will be in a flanking position. Nitro senses a rat. Trying to drop a HE in case they're close. Trying to buy time. Twist picks off Ustillo on the rotation. That's leading at a 5 versus 2 in 10 seconds. And at this point, Renegades simply need to die. 5-4. They might even plant the bomb here. It's down to 2 versus 2 all of a sudden.
Okay, this is really nuts. JKim could still win the round for them. What a really strange round. There's a lot to talk about, but first, JKim in the 1v2 clutch. Lots of time for the CTs to set up the retake together. They have kits as well, a flashbang on Steel. And JKim looks for the first peek. Oh! Wow. Naf is in very quickly, and that's the round done by Liquid. I was kind of afraid for them that they would lose it, because they actually, as you mentioned, they played a really phenomenally good round.
Yeah, it looked like things were falling apart. In the 2-on-2, I kind of favored Renegades at that point in the round. Shockingly, the rounds turned from Liquid's favor the entire time to slightly in Renegade's favor, and then Liquid closed it out.
That was quite the turnaround. JKS.
It's crazy. They didn't even have a connector door smoke.
Yeah, that's nutty stuff, but here we are. Pistols out for Renegades. One flashbang. And they've got a heavy investment into this round, so they definitely want to get some damage in at the very least. Bomb plant would be a huge bonus. Nifty's got the pop flash, and he's standing by the smoke, so what is the play here?
He's got the Weasel Glock.
This is a blind spot, but CTs would be mad to be that deep at this point. Quick look, a Molotov and a fallback. Not much change to the formation, although it seems Liquid will get aggressive towards B, try and eliminate any question marks in that area, and surely rotate more people towards A.
Yeah, really smart. You can see the more info Steel gets, the more info they get at B at the same time. The more people he spots, they're like, okay, Plat should be easy to take at this point. Let's get it. And now they're shifting more people to A. The round becomes exponentially more difficult for Renegades. Okay, got a little bit easier there.
Yeah, that was an interesting peek. AK given away.
Yeah, that is a very strong pickup. Still they're waiting. Slowly gravitating everybody towards that A site. Renegades. Oh, that's a very cool timing for the smoke. That will dissipate around 15 seconds or so. Maybe 13, something like that. Now they go for the push here, all through the middle position. They'll line up for Twist, and the spray down is fantastic. Just 2 left, and there's not really even time to sprint to the bomb site. Great defense there from Twist. And that'll be 3 players surviving for Team Liquid. 4 rounds on the CT side to the 0 of Renegades.
Yep. Twitch has shown his individual skill. He's honestly he might be the most skilled player I've ever played with. It's either him or Shroud. He's ridiculously good.
Is he Shroud tier mechanics?
Yeah, he is insanely good. The stuff I saw him pull off in scrims, I hadn't seen since Shroud. Like, he'd just win like 1-on-4s with Eagles on the regular. Like, it was
on the wreck.
It was like every day I would see something crazy.
That is awesome.
Nitro saw the close player as well. The close player is Nifty, and it's Nifty's turn to be the can opener. But there are CTs close. See the counter flash, and here comes another one. HE grenade putting Nifty on 3 HP, and yet more grenades will come. He's exposed. He has no idea how exposed he was. Goes down for free. 3 on 3, and it's Liquid with the bomb site.
That was a tight angle. I like it.
Oh, Nafs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
He's
was,
so
nice
good
timing.
around statue. So good.
No, he's in the sandwich, and he's dead. He's so very dead. This is not a good look here for Renegades. Renegades are interesting. I've seen them play so much Cobblestone because they it always seems to be at the top of their map pool, but I often feel like it's a relationship that's been very abusive to them. It's an abusive relationship that they have with Cobblestone.
Yeah, it's like hit or miss for them, right? I always felt like Cash was a great map for them.
Yeah. Yeah, Cash always seemed a lot better than Cobbles.
Yeah.
Cobblers.
Cobblers.
Bobblers.
Couple of bobblers.
Steal down early from these pistols. M4 picked up. Nitro alone towards A now, starting to back off as the players move in. I think there was a block by incendiary grenades.
That has to be annoying.
And that's very annoying indeed.
You feel like you're getting that kill, and then you're just like, he's like, stop.
Invisible glass wall. The French patio. Walk straight into it. 3 on 3. Again, JKS still with that M4. 2 of these 3 players with Kevlar. There is a trade there. Bomb spotted, but there's still time to rotate. Look how deep Nifty is, though. Up close to the P250. He will need 2 shots on these helmets.
Very quiet. Nifty waits. Pop. Very nicely done, and that will set JKS up wonderfully. The round goes to Renegades. Wow. Nicely done.
Good job finding that position by Nifty. patience on the P250 kill.
Absolutely, yeah. I love the P250. I feel like it treats me well. If you treat it with respect, it gives you rewards.
It's a steal. $300.
It is fantastic. I actually will never buy a CZ with an AWP as well.
Yeah, because the draw time.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's to me like the amount of times you see professional matches and people like you have a CZ, it's a great pistol, but the amount of times I've seen someone not be able to draw it in time.
Yeah.
It is very common. Very, very common. Now, some good damage done early on to Team Liquid. So Renegades winning that damage exchange. But position is another story. Right now Team Liquid still with fine positioning around the map. Renegades haven't really forced them away from A long. They haven't forced them off of like around plateau either.
They're passive everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't really have any significant map control. They have everything that doesn't require risk.
And since they're spamming the mid door, Liquid knows that they're not past the mid door, because why would they spam it if they're they're past it? So
Yes.
Neither into the drop. And the exchanges will begin. Plateau's been smoked off, but Elige not expecting a second player in the drop. Twist trying to hunt him down now. Steel still hasn't rotated from the A side. He's just standing on A long, so I think he needs to get moving here. All the players on B. Crouch peek from Nitro, but Nifty's waiting for it.
It's actually working out here for Renegades. They're going to win the rounds. Liquid will save what they have. But I do definitely... I mean, we've seen this approach from them in multiple rounds now. Like this, I don't know if I agree with the default that has no pressure in it. If you know what I mean. Like,
I feel like you can get away with it on Cobble, though. Cobble's like one of the only maps that just, you can get away with a lot of errors in your T side, because the CTs can't make many aggressions. They just can't get much info themselves. So you don't need to do a lot of things to bleed out utility and, you know,
what a fun map.
key map control.
It is actually funny, the first iteration of Cobble that was forced into a major was just like the most awful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah. I remember it.
That was like the worst thing ever.
The worst part, Dan? The random third map draws.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder if that is the reason maybe why they are afraid of canals, but I don't know. Can't be worse than that original Cobblestone version.
I've actually never played canals. Everyone says they love it, though. James always tweets about it.
I've got next level strats on canals.
James is already ready for like...
I saw your boost.
Like 4 evolutions.
Awesome boost, isn't it?
Of the meta.
It's a great boost. You can't cross to the shoe shop. No shoes for you.
The cobblers.
Kind of.
Oh, they're not...
Probably made off sites, but I'll let you have it.
Oh. Well, not too much to talk about it for Liquids. But I feel like you would be ready for like the development of canals in like 2 years' time. You'll still be like ahead of the meta, James. You've already like made so many videos. Immediately when the map came out, you're already on the videos.
I found the most ridiculous tiny things statistics on canals, like where the CTs enter to go up the stairs towards B. There is like a tourist sign, and if you stand behind it, you can shoot through it with a P250, but not a Tech 9. Really? Or a 5.7, for example. Yeah, it's really bizarre. So if people are on eco, there's only a few weapons they can shoot at you with if you just stand behind it.
What?
But they changed the staircase. They opened the staircase up now. So before it was a funnel, and you could just dance left and right. But now they've opened it up so you can't do that anymore. I feel like every time I make a video, they just nerf everything. Every cool idea, every little jump, everything. It literally gets deleted from the map.
Let's make Bardolph look like he has no idea what he's talking about. Just delete everything.
You can be like the specific canals coach for teams. Like they bring you in, canals consultant, Bardolph. Wow. Okay, this is different. Renegade's actually going very fast along the plateau. He's still the man right at the ends, and that is a fantastic grenade. The spray whiffs completely. Twist will take full advantage of that, as Jacob now might be forced to back away because Nav can definitely do some damage here with maybe some support grenades. This is all about Team Liquid. They'll pick off another 2 players. A flank is coming as well. Nitro's on the action. I think he's spotted Nifty. He heard the scope, I think.
Yep. Now Nifty suggesting he's moving away, trying to bait Nitro in. But Nitro's got steal for cover. This is going to burn some time for Renegades. Only 2 players left. Oh, did he spot the head? Nitro, surely! Apparently not. That must have come up on the radar at least. Maybe he was looking at something else. I don't know, but he's dead.
Oh,
okay. Now we got a game, and the funny thing is that's not the bomb spotted, so Nifty can just go crazy towards the A bomb site, while JKS makes a gamble play towards A. And it seems that is the play because JKS is not moving a muscle. The scope will be heard, Twist will hear this, but JKS has got to make a play. Now he makes the play, starts to run, but his teammate's already dead.
This is such a weird round. It feels as though like Liquid really let this slip a little bit after a fantastic start. What was it, a 5v3? Very strange stuff, and now it's turned into a potential, well, very winnable position for JKS.
Ooh, I love this post-plant spot.
This is nuts. This is really sick. It's like a passive position that will sort of allow you element of surprise. That is very precise work from JKS. Can't finish it off. Oh, that is very, very sad for him. Unfortunate indeed. Liquid will save the round, but they lost so much money. You have to imagine that they're a bit furious with how this actually ended up.
You know, it's funny. The person that showed me that spot post plant, Twist. He was the first person I ever
really?
saw use that. Yeah. He would go to it quite a bit.
And he got a 4K in that round.
Definitely using that position myself as soon as I play again.
Twist all over the shop. 6-3 now. Still pretty, well, reasonably close. These 2 teams. You see the money's not great for either side, really. Renegades have an extra mile. Still lucky to get away with that one. He's been picked off early in 2 or 3 rounds. Must be careful not to give away that early frag. 2 CTs towards A for Team Liquid. Forced back early. So this time Renegades have some significant map control at the beginning of the round, and Liquid are very devoid of information.
Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, Renegades have changed things up quite dramatically against the initial sort of lack of pressure T defaults that we saw. And it's funny because they're not defaulting here. Naf is like immediately taking advantage of it by pushing up quite deep, and look how the rotation's affected. We have 4 players for Team Liquid gravitating towards that A site. Before Renegades have really done anything. From Renegades' perspective, they probably think the CT setup looks somewhat normal, but now they see Naf is there, and that should tell them that Team Liquid know they're coming to A. But they commit still. Perhaps they have to.
33 seconds. They are taking a lot of real estate though, so this burst will be more significant. Elige has been spotted now, but so have the T's. Repositioning. JKS taken out. Twist can only get 1, however. Elige by the APC. Can he flank these players as they try to plant the bomb? Will he commit to this? He's convinced somebody's by the wood. Nifty covering the angle. Down to the 2-on-2 now. Both CTs coming in from A long. That's one of 4 places they can come from. A flashbang will tell Renegades where one player is, but where's the other one? That's the question. Molotov forcing Nifty away from default. How do they make this work, Renegades? Ustilo, the initial engager. Team Liquid holding steadfast. Nafly's the one far back, but he's the only person with a kit. Still moving forward. Ustilo surely gets a frag here. Nifty is the bait, and it seems it's worked out. Nafly can't get a frag either. Round number 4 for Renegades.
I feel like Liquid played that round a little bit silly. I don't know what you think about it, but when you have like 3 or 4 people on a bomb site that the T's should expect 2, you should have a guy just like hiding somewhere basically, right? Because they're not going to count for you. And you basically are the safety net, you win the round. What happened was everyone on Liquid took fights and they just all died. They just got traded out.
Yeah, and those big sort of site, like team versus team battles, so much can come down to the timings, and it's like a domino effect. If you have bad timings, you can just, everything can just go really bad, even if you have more meds. So I agree with you. I think there's so many different ways to win the round for them, because they held all the info, they completely outplayed Renegades in every single sense, except right at the end, when it came down to the decision of how to take the fights, unfortunately, which can be very hard to understand how to do. Sometimes you just have to pick an option, and it's impossible to know the perfect option.
Yeah, they played the round perfectly up until that point.
They basically like check. They it felt like it was a checkmate
Yeah.
actually. Like it was a positional checkmate almost.
Yeah.
I felt like. But not quite, because it is Renegades who actually won the round. So the mate was theirs. But,
What did they just Molotov? That was weird. How did they...
Twist. Facing the floor permanently now. Team kill was inevitable there, unfortunately, as I had to go. 35 seconds, Nitro trying to bake some shots, maybe buy time for Steel to rotate, but Nifty will take all their money away. And now the score, the difference is just at 1 round. And Team Liquid have got $2,000. Life sucks if you're Team Liquid right now.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel about Nifty. I really like watching him as a player.
Yeah.
It's going to sound weird because he's an in-game leader offer, but I think he plays so much like Fallen. The way he like jump peaks, angles. I can tell he mimics his game off of Fallen. Like he
yeah, I agree with you.
plays for info a lot, takes aggressive, like weird jump peaks. It's fun to watch him actually.
Agree completely. I think I said it a bunch of times myself, like how funny he is to watch. He's just like a really aggressive player. Like he's very active, and it's always very interesting to see players who play that style but do it intelligently, because the smart aggressive play style is very difficult to master. Like anybody can play an aggressive play style, but if you're playing aggressively, essentially what's happening is you're taking more decisions. And so because all decisions, like there's never a perfect solution. You're usually gambling on the information that you have. You're not always going to be right. So the smarter players who make that style work is because they are like genuinely very game smart. And if you add the skill into that, it's just so profoundly interesting to watch.
Oh, he did the Valkyrie thing where he's holding it on his hand. Is that random?
The
The
knife
inspect? Yeah, the inspect. It's
I've
like
never
one
had one of those knives. I don't know.
It doesn't happen every time. Like
There
when
are
you
some
inspect
random
it.
things, like the flip knife has a random draw animation, which like 1 out of 3 times it'll do the cool one, which is kind of slower. So I think it's random. Random inspect.
Huh.
Ducks are cool as 1,000 face it points. We will still win any frags here with this play. Oh my god. Oh my god. You cheeky! You cheeky boy. That is...
Cheeky.
That's ultimate. That's the ultimate cheeky play right there. Moving through that smoke at the beginning of the round when you know this. It's pretty likely there's going to be like 3 people there. But I love it because no one ever suspects that someone would do that.
And it's just a very tilting play to die to.
Yes,
you know, you're
yeah,
1
yeah.
out of 4 people there. You're like, why me? Please.
It's like when you're second out of a door and you get shot instead of the first guy.
Yeah.
It's great. Just marvelous.
I also think it plays into the strategy of this round because their utility sucks. They have to take plays, and they sure as hell did. It won't work out for Nitro, though, at least. However, also, well, it won't work out for him either. That's unfortunate for Team Liquid. First, like, Steel's play worked, but the subsequent battles did not.
I love the instant reaction right there to Jacob. Gets that kill, and the guy boosted drop. Knows his teammates have made like a large presence towards A, and he just rolls with it immediately out plat. Just scouting the bomb site. It's really smart.
Containment from Ustillo will not work out. And an AK will be collected by Team Liquid. We move to the dying rounds of the first half, or I suppose we are already there. And look at all the zeros on Team Liquid. Not many numbers before the zeros. So life is not going to look good in round number 14 for the Horsey Horse. Russell Van Dulken.
I don't like the white gloves with that sleeve.
No, I think
Looks
you'd
kinda
have to use them
gross.
on the T side. I wouldn't use
Yeah.
them on the CT side. Can't have 1 pair of gloves. You've got to have 2 pairs of gloves at least.
James, you got me commenting on so many skins now.
What do you mean I have? I don't.
I've changed. I don't like what I've become.
If you buy 1 pair of gloves, you've got to buy 2 pairs of gloves.
Don't tell me that.
If you buy 160%, you gotta buy 4.
More like 8. You say buy, build. I actually bought 3 pokers keyboards, and then I built 8 keyboards.
Jesus.
Well, I built a lot more than that, but I will keep around at 8.
That's so insane to me. I will keep 8.
I might do another keyboard giveaway. Big reasons to follow me on Twitter. I've given away at
keyboard
least
in the
2
post.
I did a giveaway. I've never done a giveaway on Twitter. Not once.
I've given away at least 2 keyboards on Twitter, and I'll
That's
probably
cool.
do at least another one.
Do they send pictures when they like receive it and like? stuff like that?
One
They send it to
person
you?
did. The other guy, it was stuck in customs for ages. I don't know if he's actually received it yet. Oh, it's the negative.
I actually like how soft it sounds. It sounds kind of nice.
Probably should sound like a little bit more.
Sounds like a remote control car with a faulty motor. Shoot, he shot his teammate. At least there was that. Actually seeing the negative.
I hope he sees
1700
it.
solar.
Ooh.
Denied. Denied.
I do wonder sometimes if, like, so this is just like a basic of Counter-Strike, but I wonder if people think about it, like, how to peak with different weapons, which have different move speeds and different moving accuracies. Like, it's like the CZ and the UMP are like 2 guns, which specifically, there's a lot you can do with the way that you want to peak. Like with the UMP, like those big wide swings are so good because you don't need to stop.
Yeah.
So depending on the range, so and I do wonder, you know, people take this into account. The CZ is very similar. You can do like some really interesting wide peaks with the CZ that is just so hard for riflers to deal with. If they're holding an angle, it's very hard.
Sorry, I couldn't get over it. I'm just spraying, it was whipping all over the place.
Negatives are awesome. I'm still waiting for the 5 negative buy. Like, you know, someone loses the pistol, but they get the bomb down, the 5 negatives next round.
Astralis do an overpass and hold B.
Really?
CT water. Let's go.
Nice.
Alley, alley, alley.
Alright, so I do enjoy how Renegades have mixed up their T rounds quite a bit. So they'll be pushing into A long. There's 2-man setup waiting for them. This is very common though, this setup. Very, very common. If you see the AWP, you can very much expect that smoke. If you don't see a player there, you're probably thinking that the AWP has a guy in danger.
I feel like their 2 flashes on A long are slightly too close together. If it's supposed to catch somebody who's looking back after the first one, I think it should be ever so slightly delayed. Anyway, this is the last round of the first half. All of Renegades are focusing on the A site, 4-on-4, as they continue to creep. The crab walks, they're on the beach.
Oh, I think Steel mistimed repositioning there because the smoke was faded just enough and it's seen through the smoke. So that's kind of a mistake from Steel there, and that could cost Team Liquid.
Love that flash from mid. But no one's mid. Why do you even throw it?
Nitro, very good for the shot onto Azza. It's been quiet here, but it's starting to get pretty loud. Twist close, twist far, twist in the middle. And there's round number 7 for Liquid. Renegades lead by 1.
Yeah, really good comeback in that half by Renegades. They looked really out of it in the early stages. They pieced some crazy rounds together in the middle. I like what you said, Dan. They did a good job switching it up. It didn't really feel like we were watching, you know, one stale style over and over and over.
Yeah, yeah.
They did a really good job of switching up the bomb sites, the paces, and they really grinded out those 8 rounds.
Yeah, it's nice when a team can mix it up. Sometimes some teams just don't, like, they just have one thing and it's just like...
I feel like that's what we watched yesterday on EU Cobble. You heard me vent a little bit about that.
yeah. It's always good to point out. And this is a great start of the round for Liquid. They just burst out of drop in towards connector. Oh my god, that was a very nice couple shots from Usilla. Very calm. And it may be making the difference here because Jacob's going to work his way around, but he does get caught off. And now it's down to Nifty. He's been spotted out though. See if he can find a headshot. Moving close to the bomb ticking now. And Nifty is going to be using this boulder here to try to get an engagement. But he has to keep pushing the issue here. If they can hold him at bay with these Glocks. How does he isolate a player? This could be how, but Liege is going to be ready for that. So Liquid will win the pistol without too many issues.
I wasn't sure, where was the first death for Liquid? Was it in drop or was it in connector? Oh, there. Okay. I wonder if that's what caused them to go through the connector door to B. Was the strat? Yeah, it must have been because there was a guy plat. That's kind of creative though to go through the window back to B. Not many people do that.
It's pretty nice. I do like it when I see teams, especially on Cobble, you see it around the A-long position. They understand that you can chase down certain positions and just there's going to be a guy around there. Just run him down with 5 people.
Well, the reason why I really like going through the drop window to B is because oftentimes I'm pissed around. You'll see the coop person holding drop, and that's a very unfavorable fight to take coming out of E box. But coming through the connector door, you avoid that fight and you don't have to smoke it. So you can gain ground on him.
That is nice.
It's really cool.
Oh dear. Ustillo trying to avoid being shot has messed up his smoke grenade, which will compromise the positions he can hold from with his scout, which means he's back in the chicken coop. Speaking of which, 2 plays deep in A. Renegades trying to, well, just waiting really. I mean, what else can they do? They have a man advantage. They do not have a weapons advantage. Team Liquid not giving any sound cues away, but Ustillo is hungry for information once again. And he might not see players, but you would have seen the grenades. I think he might have spotted 2 players there, 2 or 4. Pretty good read that it's going to be B.
And just charging in. And they will get some frags. Quite chaotic still though. The ECS coming into play. They are able to do the damage to get rid of them. They are quite weak though. Nifty unfortunately can't really capitalize all too easily, which is USP. And eventually will be shot down. So the round will work out for Liquid. They are now 9 against the 8 of Renegades. Renegades on that CT side with that poor economy. Feels bad.
It does. It's like same thing with Inferno, you know? Cobble feels a lot like Inferno.
Yeah, it really does.
But when the T's win that pistol, and then you lose the full buy eco, oof, you're just praying you don't. You can string together 2 straight rounds when it comes to the first gun round.
It really feels like, yeah, you feel your economy so much more, don't you, on the CT side of this map and Inferno.
Donk. Bonk, atomic punch.
Need those nades. Thanks. Good damage done here by Team Liquid as they clean up the ecoing players at Renegades, and they'll soon be on their way to round number 10 against the Renegades. Where are Liquid on the leaderboard? Do you know, Jay? Do you remember?
No.
I mean, we'll look at it at the end of the show, but
Yes.
just wondering if you...
No.
Yes, no.
Fire round for both sides. Renegades on the CT side. Nifty with the AWP. Arctic Warfare Police. And he is on the Popo side. 2 rounds between the 2 sides. Let's see what Liquid have to offer.
Not many Molotovs on Renegade, so probably not going to see plat control here.
Don't mind me. 3 players round a few bomb sites. 2 can offer some defense of connector. JKS being the fourth of those 3 players because he's not in the B bomb site.
Was that the woman on the M4 that you...
Yes, with the eyes. I am a man of flamboyance and panache. Could not agree more.
Was that Moo? Did I hear a cow in the map?
Yeah.
Yes, you did that.
What the hell? I feel like Valve are trolling sometimes. Like, I swear I've never heard that before. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
I think there's a dog. I think like late rounds you can hear a dog somewhere on Cobblestone.
How do they hide this
That's
stuff?
that's the weird one. You just don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I'm focused on shooting heads. Naf is going to be able to get a frag into the A bomb site as they start the push, and a slow round with a fast explosive finish. Another success here for Liquid. It's going to be so hard to break back in from Renegades. You can see they want no part of it. Ooh, things are getting dicey here for Renegades. This save will allow them to fall by next round, but it's not looking good for them. They're losing a lot of momentum here. It's all with Liquid. Liquid building their economy meanwhile. And also Liquid finding a variety of ways to play the round out that actually works for them. With a variety of paces as well.
Did you see the foot?
Oh, wow, that is...
Never mind.
Those taps.
That is real nice. Real nice. Hella nice.
Not as good as a round, though. Not as good as a round.
It's true, but it's 2 headshots, Jane. It's better than no headshots.
I suppose so.
Why so, so pessimistic? Pretty positive.
There it is. There it was.
Frags.
There it goes.
Hella nice, bro.
Hella nice.
Light investment around the saved weapons to keep the money together. 3-round deficit now. Perhaps some kind of bait set up from Renegades. We'll see if it leads to fruition. Still keeping an eye, keeping the CTs honest around the drop. And he needs to do that. Abandoned chip for the CTs, they were boosting. Steal with good awareness. Abort, say Renegades. Ooh, Liege. Evasive action. He shot through a tight gap by Jacob. But still no kill for either side, and he will reaggress, expecting Jacob to fall back. Spotted him moving to the left, but there are 3 players around the A-long area that could be a problem for Liquid. But it seems they're content to show presence and fall off and approach the B bomb site. Now, Renegades are starting to push A-long at the same time, so they may realize this.
Yeah, this is a really nice timing on this push. Considering that Ustilo is sort of not alone, but
Why is the guy at A site not leaving, though?
yeah, it's a bit weird. I mean, that is really weird. It's like they think that someone snuck through the ranks, but either way, the full rotation will be coming now, and they're sort of playing a retake there, just allowing teams to have the site, going back behind the smokes. This may not bode well for them because the AKs have the best vantage points. We'll see Azad jumping through the smoke, but eventually he'll get taken down. Elish holding them to the drop zone is annihilating everyone. As now it's down to J-Chem, the last man in, and last man to die. Interesting. I'm not so sure about how Renegades played out the round in general. I feel like
I think there was definitely a lapse in communication there.
Yeah.
Or just a lack of faith.
Must have that faith.
Take the risk, take the chance, man.
As Limp Biscuit once said.
Take it.
Gotta have faith.
Did he still have nades when he was on the site? I'm just wondering if they had any counter grenades, because they definitely knew the B hit was coming.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love how bold this is. Oh, he's got JKS with him as well. That's so awesome. Oh, no, I guess it's not as awesome as I had hoped, but they do get a 4v2. Ustilo is doing some work as well on the B plat.
Seems all too common a position, this gimmick through the smoke for the CT sides. And the Ts are expectant. They will punish. Ustilo flushed out of the coop area, still looking for more 1 versus 1s, but he does not have the bomb, and there is a flank coming, which we'll soon see the bomb, that flank from Azza. And he might just have eyes on it now. Some shoulder peeking, but he has enough information. His presence is a threat, and Steel's got to gamble.
He's got time.
Yeah, but he's got sound cues to give away to the opponents as well, so lines will be held. The bait setup is already there. Jacob's got the angle, but he throws a grenade. I think he needed to keep his gun out there for an almost guaranteed 2 versus 1. That could have gone worse for them. Steel now 38 seconds, all the CTs are here. Unbeknownst to him, here's the running, keeps his gun out. Nifty's had quite enough.
Yeah, the round was pretty much over before it began, with the ops just taking over. 1 mid, 1 B. Ustilo did a really good job there at backing off. That was something I think he struggled with when he first joined Renegades, and you can tell he's gotten that ability to now know when to take engagements. And I really like how he's evolved. He's evolved a lot as a player in the last 6 months. 6 months.
12 to 9. Oh, Liquid changing the pace. It seems that they might be. Who's ready for this? Renegades, there are 3 players there. The wall of smoke once again. Azza might get 2. Steel taking some damage as he goes for the repick, and it's Jacob trying to push through the smoke, but Nafly is denying multiple players. Steel picks off 3 on 3. JKS with nice lines through the smoke, and the bomb has not been planted yet, and now it's a Liege versus 3. Very violent round, but Renegades prevail.
Yeah, I thought when Naf got the double entries, It was looking good. And then it was over. It was not looking so
And
good.
then it looked bad.
That was crazy.
Very close game between these two teams. I really wasn't sure about Renegades after the, how they opened the T side. I was like, oh, this. I feel like very often when you see teams have this like unsuccessful sort of default style, that they sort of just it just keeps happening, and then they get frustrated, and then the game's over. But they managed to make a recovery, and even though there's been some rounds which I think there's been some questionable things, some improvements that could be made, they're doing a really good job at the moment, and Team Liquid are actually not in a good position. I feel like this is the spot where one of these two teams takes control of this game, and Renegades are best poised.
Yeah, I think it bodes really well for Renegades that they stop that. I call it like a B rush where they just throw the rock smokes out of spawn, or the fountain smokes out of spawn. One of my favorite things as an IGL from Cobble was if you win that round. If you win that round, it opens up so many things, so many fakes off of that. Using those smokes from spawn, you can really push and pull rotates so easily at that point. But if you lose it, it's like you can't really play off of it as well. Like the CTs have a counter to it. They're probably not going to bite as hard because it didn't work the first time. So like, why are you going to run it again?
It's a pretty deadly nade there. Just almost killed Steel in one nade. Down to 4 HP. Now he's very dead. Nice flick from Nifty, and the round is over. 11 rounds for Renegades, 12 for Team Liquid. But Liquids, they are having money woes. What is the, how many rounds have they lost in a row? 3 now, okay. So building that loss bonus. Next round would be $2,900 if they lose this one. With a bomb plant that can put a few players in a position to buy. I'm sure they're definitely afraid of shenanigans from Renegades, just pushing that smoke and doing weird things with the orb, so...
Yeah.
Minute 35 on the clock. Lots of time for each team to establish what they want to establish. For Liquid to establish presence. So you suggest one thing, to make a play for another. Renegades will try to ruin their timing. That's a perfect flash.
Wow.
You almost never see a frag from that angle, and ironically, Nifty Blind takes a shot as he moves away rather than press Q, and he gets himself a kill.
So this puts Liquid in a pretty awful predicament, losing someone early. How are they going to get themselves out of this one? The bomb is down still by Twist. They've got to find an opening on the map. And after that kill, I like the response from Renegades to just play passively now on the A site. They have all their bases covered. I think they have a player peeking some of the closer angles on stairs. Not a deep peek, but you can see Jacob was going for that. A late smoke. That smoke is going to dissipate around 23 seconds. So by the time that smoke goes away, if there's no one there, it's very surely A.
Grenades are flying in from A long, while they're being lined up towards B. And there's no rotation, they're pretty much static. Renegades, they are waiting. They will here place in connector. Nafly will rely on Steel to get that kill. And it seems A will be the play. All through the connector position, really. Nifty legging one player. So many targets, can't hit the second one. JKS holding the line. Almost good for 3. 2 on 2 again.
No time, there's no time.
Oh, there might be, there might just be.
No, I don't think he has it. Oh, they all died anyway.
It was very close.
Yeah.
I wonder if he would have had it or not.
I think because bearing in mind the HUD is slightly delayed because it's custom HUD, that he has slightly more time than you think.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday. Can't believe he got that kill.
Now this is an interesting round because I think didn't Team Liquid try to fake the B bomb site with 3 seconds left in the round?
Yeah, well they faked A, then they faked B, and then they went drop to A.
Yeah, I kind of liked it, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe it's a bit elaborate,
Yeah.
a bit too much maybe. It was so little time, I'm not sure, but wow, they're chasing down this defense, going real fast, but Azza's ready. They're all ready. It's deathmatch time. And Renegades, they are really taking control of this game now. They really look like they're in good shape, and the onus is on Liquid to find a way to take advantages here, because Renegades are sailing very smoothly.
Yeah, and Liquid's gonna have to win a couple rounds in a row, not just one. So.
Let's see if they can do it, starting with this one. Early grenades into the B bomb site. Will it be another fast play from Liquid? Their legs will most certainly tell a story. Could be an easy Molotov here for Renegades, but then it would exhaust some early utility for the CT side. There is said Molotov. I'm sure a smoke will follow. There it is.
This round would be way more successful if they won that other rush.
Silo could be in the money position while they check for it.
The flash.
They're darting through the broken wall. The bomb is down. The spray is in, and Ustilo will annihilate every single member, it seems, on the plateau at the very least. And the bomb is lost. Twist, though, still has something to say about this round as he eliminates the rest of the defense on B, but he's got to go back. He's got to get the bomb. And by the time he gets back onto the site, the rotation Renegades will be in. They are taking it very easily, though, at the moment. They're not really overstepping. They're giving Twist a lot of respect. Though Nifty can snipe down Twist, and he's well aware that that is a possibility. I don't see Nifty missing the shot on the cross unless Twist, he needs to drop a smoke or something for the doors. Surely. Ooh, he found the timing.
Trying to catch them pushing into the site, but you will not be able to do that. Do they boost one player out, or do they go together? They could boost onto the tree position, but then Twist may try to flank, although Twist is now on the high ground, so if he drops down, that would be a sound cue. Got to be really careful playing around the smoke. It will only last so long. Nifty, is he holding an angle? I don't think he's scoped in. Checking the cube position. Where's JKS? Won't expect two from the same place. Dancing around the statue, but this time JKS will win the round. Last man standing for Renegades, 14 rounds.
I'm so glad they waited that smoke out. For their own sake. I feel like he played that so well around that smoke, and I just felt him winning the round if one of them peaked. But they did a really good job waiting out the smoke, and then grouping up right there for the trade.
Nice. That was a nice shot.
Nice.
Nice.
Tactical for Team Liquid. They can buy. How do they find success?
We haven't seen many tack timeouts in my time here.
That's actually a very good point. I feel like there was a time when it was just like, I was just mostly looking at tactical timeouts.
Yeah. Zeus got some ideas.
Maybe he's got those screens up.
Ooh.
Throw this grenade. Well then, very close at the moment. Nifty with the only AWP. Team Liquids with an early smoke grenade. Are they committing behind this, or are they just clearing the plateau? Baiting the grenade from the city side. There's a late incendiary. And there it is, a pop flash through the smoke, spreading out as wide as they can. Headshots will most certainly help. There is the bomb. But more importantly, there are no CTs in B.
That's a great call. It's a great call. B plot explosion. One pop flash. Right at the time where I think it was Jacob would typically like work up, or you still, I'm not sure it was the close guy right there, but right around that time where that guy would work up towards plat. I like that.
This is getting really, really sketchy for Renegades. Their money is gone, so they will save their guns. But we'll see 13 rounds for Liquid. If Renegades are not successful on the next round, then Liquid will equalize with them and their economy will not be favorable. So this is getting kind of tight between these two teams.
That round right there is exactly why I've really liked Liquid as a team for like the last year, is because I think of them as like a very tactical team. They have so much depth, the things they run, like the double fake we saw earlier. But then on the most important round of the entire match for them, they do the scrimmiest play. They do like just a pop flash jump out on plat. And you don't really expect that out of them. But they always do stuff like that, actually.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Oh. I mean, I say ooh, but in reality, that's kind of expected. I mean, people know their angles. People know that angle. I mean, that's kind of why it's quite devious that they go for it, because we were actually, I think, past the point when like people stop doing it because everyone spams it and knows the angle. So it's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's sort of, I mean, that's the meta game for you.
Yeah.
I mean, people were abusing that peak until everyone learned the lineups. And would you look at this? We've got Nifty and JKS somewhat separated on the A side, and Team Liquid's making a play here pretty fast. We've got Steel lurking out drop zone. He's going to die. Lurk is gone. That's a good first shot from Nifty. JKS now wants a piece of the action. Goes in for the spray. It's absolutely fantastic. This round is being shut down from Liquid's perspective. Just Elise left at a 1v4. How on earth would he do this one?
Quite hitting the mark there. They'll both continue fighting, and it's Usilo to go down. Rotations, repositions. Nifty by the APC. One play coming up the ramp. Lige expecting a B rotation, but will he figure it out? As he's seen Nifty there. Hello. Enough numbers to trade, but you started to wonder.
I liked Leech's decisions there. He actually had many decisions, like, potential choices of how he actually, does he go balcony? Does he go, you know, like, does he just go, you know, wait? Does he go back through the rat hole? Does he go through the double doors? I think I like how he handled it.
Yeah. Does he run? Does he walk? Like he had a lot of decisions. I think he chose the best ones given a terrible scenario for him.
Yeah. I agree. So Renegades, they have reached map points, or match points, I suppose. And right now, Liquids may feel as though their best chance has gone. But there is still a chance. And they have still somehow scrapped together 3 AKs, 5 smokes, a few Molotovs. Looks pretty, honestly, it actually looks really good for Team Liquid. I think Nitro just swapped out a CZ for a Deagle.
Oh yeah, Nap had that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
See what they can do with it. Last chance to lead for Team Liquid. Jacob not wanting another fast play from Team Liquid, which is probably a higher probability of it, considering they have shortcomings in their economy. Lige looking for something. Will he be peaked? Jacob cutting off Twist, maybe jumping through the smoke. There's a Lige though. No, Nitro with the Deagle. Now Steel trades. More Deagle from Nitro. But now his teammates are stealing the kills, and all of a sudden, Nifty's alone.
Does he have the money to actually go for this? Oh, the bomb is down though, and that was a big opportunity that now has gone, and maybe with that lost opportunity, you just got to save. I think the best chance has gone in this potential 1v3, unless something ridiculous is offered up, but surely they would never test Nifty on this angle. Surely not. Indeed, they will not. He's going to throw a flashbang to sort of, if anyone was going to push him, that will slow them down, create some space between him and any potential assailants as he goes to save. They could have forged themselves a chance. And if you look at the money, probably going to overtime. Probably. Who knows? But it's likely.
There is a chance, Dan.
There's definitely a chance.
A very solid chance.
Nifty holding the AWP, though, I think is quite important.
How crazy is it, by the way, that Nitro got that decoy from Nafly?
Yeah.
And he ends up getting the kills to win the round with it.
Very nice. I feel like the third was his.
That's really cool, though. Nitro recognizing, you know, Naf's having a much better game. I mean, before that, Nitro was 12 and 22. It's really cool that he offered to drop his AK. Because it's not like he's an unskilled player. We're just praising him.
Yeah, evidently.
Yeah.
We don't see that often enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or ever. Apart from that time.
I'm trying to think who the worst offenders of sort of like not giving guns has been in the past. I think it might be Na'Vi because he got simple.
Yeah.
And in the past, maybe NIP was one as well. Back in the days.
I'm not gonna throw it. My fellow Pro CS players on the bus here, damn. But I could think of a few names.
I just said team names, didn't name any individuals really.
Well, we would know.
Everyone knows. It's all fine. Everything's fine. It's all a big jolly laugh, isn't it, James?
It's hilarious, Dan.
This is so awkward. Oh my god. These sound boards.
45 seconds for Team Liquid, who have 2 players in long A, so could this be a fake to go into drop and wrap into A? Could that be the play here? Looking for opening, looking for some kind of reaction, looking for a pick of some description. Molotov on the tree now. And here they go. One player into drop, and it seems it'll be dropped to A instead. I think both were viable though. And well, there we go. That's pretty much the round and overtime. Surely 3 versus 4. It is doable. JKS will be a key player here. He has not conceded his position, unbeknownst to him. Starting to run out. The bomb hasn't even gone down just yet. And he is taken it by surprise. Oh, Elise surely is out of this round. Up against the wall. That is not comfortable.
Big plays from JKS. He's got a smoke and a flash as well. He's still very, very useful. Oh, the UMP doing so much damage there to Twist, Steal rather, and Twist with a very nice peek. Oh, it's all down to JKM. He's got to be very precise as one. Oh, the second headshot angle, perfect from Twist. A 3K for him as the overtime is secured by Team Liquid.
That was a really cool B fig. So they're trying to pull the third guy that plays drop into the site, and then they basically go drop, which is his spot, and blindside the A site completely.
Seen some cool stuff.
Yeah, like that's the same team that just did a plat explosion on the most important round of the game, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
that diversity. So cool.
Need to know when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. In the famous words of Cooler, for those of you that know him, legend. Either way, we've got a very fast play again. Talking about plant explosions. What is this? Yusilo playing around the smoke on broken wall, having success so far. Still, they need to remove him, and he's still doing damage. He may be single-handedly stopping this. More damage before he dies. That said, Liquid have done quite some damage themselves. It's a 2v2.
Big flash over the wall. Azza by the boulder. Forced away from the bomb plant is Nafly. Cannot use the advantages of the fountain. Looking around the Molotov. Hard to see through those flames. And now Nifty is alone. 1 versus 2. Seen this kind of play from him before. He's got to be well positioned around that statue. Looking for the trade. Fragger first. Twist will eventually emerge near the plant pot angle. And that's round number 1 in overtime for Team Liquid.
I love how Naf took that fight. That statue in the 2v2. Very unexpected.
Off guard, he caught them. And now the CTs are forced to clear out their money after losing the first round. So if they lose 2, they will very, very likely lose 3. Big pressure here for Renegades.
I feel like things always get weird in overtimes. I'm trying to think what the most successful rounds have been for Liquid. I think what's actually been most successful is actually not necessarily any one particular round, but just sort of how they play series of rounds and in how they create situations where it's just very hard to read what they're doing. And I think that's been some of their strengths so far on this T side.
Yeah, I think their T side has looked a lot cleaner than when we saw Renegades. Renegades had a lot of scrappy rounds. You saw a lot of clutch plays coming out of their players.
Yeah, saving their rounds actually, in fact. Ooh, oh my, that was 2 nades, right? There surely was 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 22 health.
Not a fun round so far for Steel.
Yeah, that's definitely quite painful. It's very punishing. And it's one of the things as well which will potentially deter them from grouping up for the drop plays later, or at least delay timings later on if they want to position players there to get ready for drop attacks. But Liquid now will start progressing towards the A-long position. I like this. This is a pretty decent, pretty safe default so far. It's a slow one. They are getting the pressure on in the relevant positions. They've managed to maneuver Steel, albeit a weak Steel, into the drop zone to potentially play Lurker. Twist can still take picks towards the plateau. It kind of feels like Liquid want to double back towards B, but we'll see how this plays out. The bomb is with them on A long.
This just looks like a full gamble stack right here by Renegades. Not much info.
position has been conceded on the A site. Desperately rotating towards the balcony position. I think the last grenade went the wrong way, hit the tree. 13 seconds as the bomb gets planted. Will they gamble push through the door? It seems so. Over the door, in fact. Over the smoke. Nifty looking for an opening. 4 CTs huddled together, sharing body heat, but can they win the round?
Oh, another forward smoke here. This just serves to help Nitro. I think he can use the sounds to play around the smokes much more efficiently than the CTs. And oh, that was a really nice second kill from Nitro. Wow. Finish things off for the 4K. I have a question for you, Sean, about this round, because I was looking at this and I was wondering, you know, so, okay, they've got Steel into drop, and Steel's going to be the lurk. Like, he does what he does on their T side, he's going to lurk drop. But they left Twist with the AWP on, like, not watching B plat, but just near B plat.
Yeah.
Until like right at the end. Like, Steel's already in drop, and he's just kind of not doing anything. So I was wondering what the purpose of his position was.
So this is like, again, something kind of going back to the things that I really like about Liquid. This round is so like, deep in the meta. So you have Steel taking drop, right? Making them think it's B. Twist probably scoping in at plat. And what happens is when you hear an up anywhere on the map, especially a late round, you think it's going to be your site. So it further encourages Renegades to keep 4 people B. He doesn't even need to shoot a bullet. All he needs to do is just scope. He just scopes,
actually, yeah.
And they think, oh, well, it's definitely going to be B. Why would there be a lurk op solo plat? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, why?
That's actually so
So they just triple walk out of the A halls, no nades, and catch a guy off 1-on-3.
Okay, that's a sick round.
Yeah. Like,
that's actually a sick round.
That's why I love Liquid. Like, Liquid does stuff like that. They're not always super tactical. But when they look scrimmy like that, there's reasons for it. And they catch teams off all the time.
That is amazing, actually. I like that a lot. Oh my god, that's such a sick round. Blew my mind.
Yeah. Calm down there. It's time for a massive CZ round from the Renegades. They've got flash, they've got smoke, but who needs grenades when you got CZ, baby? 4 versus 2 now, as Nafly does his best to clear these players back out again. 2 kills for him so far. The bomb's on the floor, though, by the tree. Less than ideal situation. And I think in the meantime, either there was a flank or a boost for Nifty. No, he's gone down to join his teammates on the low ground. 20 seconds, and it seems they will push this site. Elige waiting patiently as they're picked up by the boulder.
Ooh, okay, well, it's not looking kind of very good here. Oh, yes. At least with those long spray downs, man, his spray control at distance is very, very good. And that's 3 rounds in a row in the first half of overtime. That is very decisive. Team Liquid looking very good. And their CT side was actually also very good, to be honest. Like, I feel like generally they've impressed me more than Renegades.
Yeah, they had good reads all half. It's just they lost a couple key gunfights here and there. I thought Steel dying early round a couple times cost them. So I feel like maybe reels in that aggression a little bit. Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for Renegades right now to win these 3 rounds.
Liquid on the cusp of a Cobobulous victory. Creeping all the way to the end of the plats. Creating all kinds of pressure, can absolutely get a pick. He's got the advantage, what? Nah, how does he pull that one off? I think he's just, it looked like he was kind of running still.
Yeah.
But he manages to make it work, and that is very unexpected.
Legitimately, Dan.
Legitimately.
It was legitimately unexpected.
Was it ineligible?
Ineligible. Ineligible.
Ineligible. God, that is so bad, isn't it?
It's so good.
It's worse than I thought it was.
No, it's so good.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, well, it's a similar thing.
Oh god. Renegades fighting for survival. 3 versus 5. They've got 35 seconds to 3 versus 4. Sorry, now it's 3 on 3, and the bomb has been spotted. Time to get your skates on, boys. Nitro is waiting for them. What is the play? This is really difficult for them to deal with. Has Steel's position killed enough time? Nitro repositioning to the site. It's going to be about the bomb plant, holding the line now. That's a free kill for him. What can you do? The clock is running. Desperation. Azza's got to find this kill. He has to find this kill. 6 seconds to do it. Oh, that is absolutely brutal. Maybe the bomb can go down, but surely it is over. And it is 19 to 15 for Team Liquid on Cobblestone.